Hello and welcome to Marchborn's Tutorials. In this video, we will be covering Advanced 50-30-20 Annual Budget Package. First things first, if you come across a message saying the spreadsheet is protected, don't worry. You can't edit it and that's okay. Just click on Cancel and you're good to go. At the bottom of your screen is where all of our tabs are. These tabs include the README, Setup, Annual Dashboard, Monthly Budget tabs for each month of the year, Smart Calendar, Sinking Funds, Debt Calculator, Net Worth, Investment Calculator, Money Challenge, and Home Affordability. First, let's review README and Setup tab. In README tab is about step-by-step instructions for the template, and here is where we'll find the initial setup in Setup tab. This sheet is super flexible. It accepts all currencies. Select currency of your choice from the drop-down. I am in US, so I am selecting dollar currency. If you can't find currency in drop-down, you can go to Edit drop-down and add your currency symbol or contact us for help. We are happy to help. Then let's add the start year of the template. So we are in 2024, so let's budget 2024. Enter 2024 here. Make a copy to budget for another year. Now let's add categories under each budget categories. Please note write in the white cells only and do not insert or delete the row in this tab. It will crash whole template. If you wish to add more categories, please contact us or message us. Any amount of money that goes into your accounts can be considered as income. This would include your paycheck, commissions, side hustle income, dividends, interest income, bonuses, and allowances. If you've been given gifts in the form of cash or its equivalents, then you can also consider this as part of your income. Or let's say if you are a family of two, then add person one's paycheck and person two's paycheck. Depend upon your personal preference, you can decide your income categories. Let me add some examples here. Paycheck 1, Paycheck 2, blog, freelance, interest, dividend, bonus here. You can add up to 18 income categories here. Any amount of money that reduces your accounts can be considered as an expense. However, in this template, expenses would be anything that goes out of your accounts with the exception of bills and debts. Expenses in this template would include your food, groceries, transportation, personal care, pet, travel, and social life expenses. Let's add some examples here. Clothing, food, medical, pet, education, travel, and grocery. You can add up to 30 expense categories. Bills, in this template, can be categorized as recurring expenses. Some examples of bills include electricity, water, gas, rent, and mobile plans. Please note, however, that in this template, credit card statements are not considered as bills. This is because credit cards are used to pay expenses which would have already been logged as a transaction. Including credit card payments as a bill would result in a double entry. Let's add some here. Electricity, water, gas, rent, phone plan, Netflix, YouTube. You can add up to 13 bills here. Debt is anything that you owe to another. Common forms of debt include student loans, car loans, mortgages, and credit card debt. Debt should not be considered an expense. Debt was acquired because of goods or services that have been rendered in the past, so these should not be counted as expenses of the present. The credit card due amount is typically considered as debt. Let's write some examples here such as credit card number 1, credit card number 2, student loan, personal loan, car loan. You can add up to 13 debts here. Let's move to savings category. Savings are money that is set aside for a future purpose. People usually save up for vacations, a new phone, home maintenance costs, down payments, emergency funds, real estate investments, and even retirement. Savings are likewise not considered an expense. This is because the money put into savings has not been spent. Let's add some saving categories here. Garden renovation, home renovation, holiday, emergency fund, furniture, car, birthday gifts, new phone, laptop, health, retirement. You can add up to 13 savings category. An investment refers to allocation or spending of money with the expectation of generating future income or profit. Investments such as stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate installments. Let's add the categories under investments. Apple stock, mutual fund, Microsoft stock, Google stock. You can add up to 13 investments categories. Now let's go to the Annual Dashboard tab. This tab is fully automated. All annual calculations are done automatically. Enter your financial goals here. Let's assume my financial goals for this year are: first, reduce the financial stress by pay off the student loan. Second goal is to save $40,000 for retirement this year. Third goal is create emergency fund and save 3 months' salary. Next is notes section, where you can write any notes or details regarding finances. This annuls reflection section. After the budgeting for this year, you can come to this section and reflect how you performed this year. Let's write this section after the year end. Next, let's go to monthly budget dashboards. The first month is set to January. First, let's review the sections of the tab, and then we'll start to plan out our budget. At the top, you'll find the month and year. To the down is budget rule table, in which you can input your desired budget ratio and monitor desired ratio versus actual ratio. And to below this budget rule summary table to monitor budget versus actual spendings on needs, wants, and savings. To the right, you'll find your total income, total expenses, total bill payment, total debt payment, and what you have left to spend. Below are the charts, which will populate as we begin filling out our budget. We'll be able to see this soon. Here you can see the income summary table, expenses, bills, debt, saving, and investment summary tables. Here is the financial summary table that auto-populates as we fill in our budget. It shows an overview of what you have planned to spend and earn for each category and what you actually spent and earned. This table will also contain the rollover field, however, that's entered manually for the first month. The left TO spend amount will automatically go to rollover amount in next month. Below is the transaction tracker. You'll fill in your transactions for the month here. Next to it is where my money goes most. Top to least spending category list with amount, and when my money goes. Daily income and spending and balance. Below this there is section for monthly money goals and notes, where you can write your monthly goals and monthly reflections here. Now that we've reviewed all the sections of the sheet, let's go ahead and start planning out a budget. So let's budget for January 2024. First step is to decide the budget rule ratio, how much to allocate to needs, wants, and savings. Default ratio is 50-30-20, but you can set to any ratio you want. Let's set the ratio to 60-20-20. Let's go down and add the rollover budget and actual amount. This is the income summary table, where you can monitor your monthly expected income and actual income and payday. Categories set in Setup tab will appear here automatically in all tables, so do not change the category here. If you want to change the category, go to Setup tab and change there. Let's write the payday for each income category. This will appear in Bill Calendar. Remember, if you do not set any date to the category, will not appear in Calendar. Let's set paydates for each categories. For paycheck number 1 will receive in January 1st, 2024, paycheck number 2 on January 15th, 2024, Blog income receive on January 5th, 2024. Freelance income will receive on January 15th, 2024. Interest and dividend, let's skip the date. Assume don't know when will they receive. Bonus income will receive on January 2024. Let's set the budget amount for each income categories. $1,200 for paycheck number 1. $1,200 for paycheck number 2. Blog income $100. Freelance expecting to receive $100. Interest and dividend expected to receive $50 for each. Bonus $500. Let's move to next table, which is expense summary table. Select the type from the drop-down to each expense categories and enter the budget amount in each category. Let's set the type for each category. Clothing as need, food as need, medical as need, pet as wants, education as need, travel as want, and grocery as need. Type selection of each category is different for different individuals, so feel free to set your expense type according to your preference. Let's enter $100 budget for each expense categories. Next is bill summary table. In this table, enter the due date, select type from the drop-down, and enter the budget amount for each bill. And check the box when paid the bills. You can check it here and check the bills on Smart Calendar also. Let's add the due dates of bills. Electricity on January 9th, 2024. Water bill payment on January 12th, 2024. Gas bill on January 1st, 2024. Rent payable on January 5th, 2024. Phone plan on January 2nd, 2024. Netflix on January 10th, 2024. YouTube on January 18th, 2024. Now let's add type for each bill. Select need for electricity from the drop-down. For water bill, select need from the drop-down. For gas bill, select need from the drop-down. Rent, select need from the drop-down. Phone plan, select want from the drop-down. Netflix, select want from the drop-down. YouTube, select want from the drop-down. For example, let's set the $100 budget amount in each category. Next is debt summary. Same steps to follow as bill summary table. Enter the due date for debt payment, type of debt, and budget for the debt. Let's set the due date for each debt. Credit card number 1 due on January 10th, 2024. Select want as type and set $100 budget. Credit card number 2 due on January 12th, 2024. Select want as type and set $100 budget. Student loan due on January 14th, 2024. Select want as type and set $100 budget. Personal loan due on January 18th, 2024. Select want as type and set $100 budget. Car loan due on January 25th, 2024. Select need as type and set $100 budget. Let's go to savings summary table. Select type as saving and set $50 budget for each category. Same for investment summary, also select type as saving and add $50 budget for each category. Now that we've added income and planned out a few expenses, let's head down to the transaction tracker. This transaction tracker is connected to actual figures in all table and charts. Enter all your January month's transactions here. Let me add some example transactions here. First, enter the date of the transaction. To enter the date, either write in mm/dd/YYYY or double-click the cell and select, say, on January 1st, 2024. Then select amount of transaction, let's say received $1,500. Select the category from the drop-down as income. Select the budget name paycheck number 1 from the drop-down. Enter the notes if any. Let's add another entry, this time for grocery. Enter the date of the purchase January 2nd, 2024. The amount will say $300. category as expense, and budget name. Select grocery from the drop-down and write notes bought milk, bread, and egg. Another transaction entry is phone bill. Select the date January 3rd, 2024. The amount is $150. Select bill category from the drop-down. Select budget name as phone bill and enter the notes if any. This way you can record your daily transactions here. Remember to record only the transactions relevant to the current month's budgeting period. Now that we have some data, let's review our dashboards. Scrolling up, you'll see budget rule summary chart showing budget versus actual amounts in need, wants, and savings. Next to it is actual budget rule ratio. Actual spending ration under each category. Compare with you planned ratio and analyze it. Below is financial summary chart where you can budget versus actual under each budget category. Next is spending breakdown chart shows % of you have spent on each category. Next is balance overview chart, which is your daily income minus spending equals daily balance. Next is income breakdown chart is % of income received on each income category. Now let's scroll down and see where and when I spend my money most. This table shows you top to least expenses. And above is the breakdown showing % of each expense. The next table is daily income and spending table. This is where you can track when did I spend the money most. This chart is showing spending pattern of the month. This concludes our review of the monthly budget tab. If you have any questions, please send us a message. Happy budgeting! In the next section, we will be reviewing the Smart Calendar tab. This calendar displays bills, income, and debts payments as inputted into the monthly budget tab. Double-click the month and select the first day of the month for which you want to track bills and debts. Let's say I want to see January 2024 calendar. I will double-click the month and select the January 1st, 2024 from the pop-up calendar. Below this, there is option to select the start day preference, either Sunday or Monday. This section is Money Goal section where you can record your goals, and below it to-dos section to record to-dos for the month. To the right is Calendar, which is fully automated. So, do not edit, add, delete in this section. Only check the box when bills and debts are paid or income is received. If you would like to print the bill calendar, select the print icon from the above toolbar, or you can select the A2 to Y52 and press the print button. It will lead to the print setting page. Select Fit to Page and choose Landscape and press Next to print or save as PDF. If you're using Excel, this will say Current Selection. Change page orientation to Landscape. Change the scale to Fit to Page. Here is little tip to print is press Ctrl+P key. This concludes our review of the bill calendar. Next, we will review Sinking Fund Dashboard. This tab is used to track various savings goals. To the right, this is the summary of your total savings goal, total saved, total left to save, total monthly goal, and overall progress. The Sinking Funds Summary table is where you will input goal amount, monthly balance, and start amount for each saving goal. Let's add the goal amount for each goal, which is how much it is going to cost or we are planning to save. For example, we are planning to save $300 for garden renovation, $1,000 for home renovation, $800 for holiday, $5,400 for emergency fund, $600 for furniture, $20,000 car, $300 for birthday gifts, $500 for new phone, $800 for laptop, $10,000 for health, $40,000 for retirement. Then enter the planned monthly savings goal. In this case, garden renovation, we will save $25 per month. Home renovation, $83 per month. Holiday $67 per month. Emergency fund $83 per month. Furniture $50 per month. Car $100 per month. Birthday gifts $30 per month. New phone $20 per month. Laptop $60 per month. Health $100 per month. Retirement $500 per month. If we have any money to get started, we'll add it in the starting amount field. If you don't have any money to start, that's okay too. Just enter 0 in that field. Garden renovation have $100 balance. Home renovation $200. Holiday $100. Emergency fund $2,000. Furniture $0. Car $7,000. Birthday gifts $100. New phone $100. Laptop fund $200. Health $3,000. Retirement $20,000. The rest of the columns begin to populate, showing the amount you have left to save, how many months it will take to save up, as well as the date you will reach your savings goal. This is Saving Contribution Tracker, where you can track your savings transactions here. Record all your savings transactions here. For example, on January 1st, 2024, you have saved $100 for car. This will add in saved column automatically, and you can see progress is increased for car fund. This concludes the Sinking Funds tab review. If you have any questions, please send us a message. Here we will be reviewing the debt calculator. In this tab, you will be able to see all your debts, debt payments, and debt-free date. The first thing that you will want to do is to enter the date you started paying your first debt. So let's put 2022 and select the month, let's say November. Then you will have to choose the repayment method right here. You have the choice between the avalanche strategy, the snowball method, and the custom method. In the avalanche method, you prioritize the debts based on their interest rate. You pay all the minimum payment for all your debts, but you allocate all extra money to the debt with the highest interest rate. This method helps you minimize the total interest paid over time. Then the snowball strategy method focuses on paying debts with the lowest balance first, then progressing to the largest one. Once a debt is paid off, the freed up money goes toward paying another debt, hence creating a snowball effect. If you want to customize which debts you want to pay first, you can choose the custom option and the debt will be treated and analyzed in the order you wrote them in the table below. So, let's click on Snowball. You can add extra cash you have freed up that you would like to put toward paying your debts, but of course it's optional only. For an example here, I will write $50. Finally, you need to list all your debts. You can track up to 40 different debts. If you choose the avalanche or snowball strategies, you do not need to bother with the order you write them since they will reorganize based on your chosen strategy. However, if you choose the custom method, you have to write them in the order you plan to pay for them. So the first thing that you want to do is enter the debt name, the initial balance, the interest rate, and minimum payment. Let me add some of the examples here. In debt name, I am writing credit card hashtag. Initial balance is $1,000. Interest rate is 15%. Min payment is $100. Credit card number 2. Initial balance is $600. Interest rate is 13% and min payment is $50. Student loan. Initial balance is $500. Interest rate is 10% and min payment is $50. Personal loan. Initial balance is $800. Interest rate is 17% and min payment is $80. Car loan. Initial balance is $10,000. Interest rate is 10% and min payment is $100. Below this is a table for sorted debt summary table, which will sort your debt by strategy selected. So here I have selected Debt Snowball, which is pay off debts from smallest to largest balance. So here debts are arranged from smallest to largest. Here you can see your current debt load, your total monthly payments, and your target debt-free date based on your inputs. Here is the overall debt balance summary, and next to it are the corresponding graphs that break down each debt. Let's put extra monthly payment of $200. Notice how the debt-free dates begin to change. If you need to adjust this number, use the debt balance summary table. For example, say in November you only had $150 instead of the planned $200. In the adjustment field, type -$50, indicating that we are short $50. The fields will adjust accordingly. In December, we have $400 for our extra monthly payment instead of the planned $200. We would put $200 in the adjustment field, indicating that we are up $200. Continue to use this tool and knock out those debts. This concludes the Debt Calculator tab. Next, we will review the Net Worth tab. The Net Worth tab gives a complete overview of your net worth month over month. You will see charts here showing net worth and trend, assets versus liabilities, and assets or liability distribution. Select from the drop-down which chart you want to see, assets distribution or liability distribution. You can track your budget year's net worth. Here we are tracking 2024's net worth. To start tracking your net worth, enter your current net worth in the Start field. At the end of each month, enter in your updated net worth value. Let's see an example. Fill in Bank of America and cash for our bank and cash section, stock and bond for our investments, a house for our properties, and cryptocurrencies for our other assets. Next, we will fill in our starting values for each of those. Let's move down to liabilities and fill in our short-term debt. For this example, we'll add a credit card, and for long-term debt, we'll add a car loan, and for other liabilities, we will add unpaid tax. Next, we'll fill in our starting values for each of those. Now we will assume it is the end of January. We will fill in the values of each asset and liability. As the year progresses, you will continue to fill in your values at the end of the month. The asset and liability distribution chart will represent the latest month's entered details. The net worth and asset versus liability chart will show the yearly overview. This concludes the net worth review. Here we will review the Investment Calculator tab. In this tab, you will be able to forecast your 15 investments and see how much money you could make over a few years. Disclaimer: this does not substitute professional financial advice. We recommend that you speak to a financial advisor for all investments. The first thing that you will want to do is to input the start date. So again, just type in the year. In this case, I will leave 2023. And then, you can use the drop-down menu to select the month. Let's put January. Then you can select the number of years you would like to forecast your investment. In my case, I would like to forecast over 10 years. Then scroll down and start listing your investment. Below it is a table of investment summary. Here you will enter all your investment details. Enter investment name, initial investment, annual ROI estimated, monthly investment. Capital generated column is automatically updated. This section is a complete overview of all investments, and the subsequent sections are your individual investments. Investments. Let's go ahead and enter in a few examples. For investment number 1, let's set our starting contribution of $2,000, our planned monthly contribution of $200, and an estimated rate of return of 7%. Next, let's enter another investment named investment number 2 with a starting contribution of $500, a monthly contribution of $50, and an estimated rate of return of 5%. In this overview column, you will see the data for all your investments. You can see the total initial investment, then the capital generated over the number of years that you chose. Then, you also have a list of all the individual investments with their performance. If you have extra money, you can also add some punctual amounts. Let's say I put $50 extra in the investment number 1. I plan to put $100 more in investment number 2. This is really important. This tab is not an investment tracker. This tab is just a forecast based on the estimated ROI. We cannot guarantee that you will generate this money. However, it is really interesting and motivating to see how much you could make if you invest some money. Now let's have a look at the Money Challenge tab. This tab aims to track how many days you did not spend money as well as setting challenges for yourself. The first section is a no spending challenge. You simply have to enter the number of days that you do not want to spend any money. Then the rest is automated. You will see the calendar appear. Since I filled in all the spreadsheets for an example, you can see that every day is colored. Let's first put goals for January. My goal is to not spend any money during 10 days in January. Then February, let's say 10 days. March, let's go crazy 15, 10, 5, and then let's be bold, 20. Here we go. In this calendar, the greener the better. When you are in this color, deep green with X, it means that you did not spend any money during that day. On the right-hand side, you can see your achievement percentage, days without spending. As you can see, I was above my goal and it's reflecting in the progression here or in the percentage. I also have the longest tracked as well as the money spent during the month. If you scroll down, you will see a section for custom challenges. Simply enter the name of your challenge. In my case, it's going to be coffee. To decrease the amount of coffee that I drink, you will have to write the average cost of each coffee. In my case, let's say I pay about $3 for a coffee. Then enter your usual daily consumption. In my case, I drink and I buy 2 coffee a day. Then simply enter your no spending goals for the month. Let's say in January, I don't want to buy coffee for 10 days. I just write 10. In February, I want to stop buying coffee and avoid buying it for 15 days, 15, 20, and so on. Then simply tick the box when you did not spend any money on this specific item. On the 2nd of January, I didn't drink coffee. The 3rd, the 5th, let's go. We'll just fill this in to give you an example. You will see that all the data are summarized here, and also you can see again the number of days that you did not spend any money on coffees, the progression. So, how did you do over your goals? And then the longest strike as well as the money saved by avoiding buying this specific item. You can also use the forecast feature to estimate how much money you would save over the year. Let's say I buy coffee 5 times a week. It means that if I avoid or if I do not spend money on coffee 5 times a week, I would save about $780 per year, which is $65 a month. We hope that this tab will challenge you and motivate you to save some money. Here we will review the Home Affordability tab. This tab uses common strategies to calculate home affordability. These strategies include taking a percentage of your gross income, using your debt-to-income ratio, the gross income multiplier, and taking a percentage of your net income. You can see that there's errors right now, but as we enter our data, this will change. Let's start by entering in our gross and net incomes. Next, we'll make some assumptions on what our expenses will be once we are homeowners. Now let's fill in our asset contribution table. Let's say we are selling a house and enter in these values. Moving down to the monthly household debt, we'll fill in our debt load. And finally, we'll fill in the financing. Below the gross and net income, there is allocation percentage, the percentage of debt-to-income ratio, the net income allocation percentage, and the multiplier used. Now that we've filled in the data, the sheet will automatically calculate our most affordable home from the various methods. You can also review the output of each method with a breakdown of all the information. One last thing. To showcase an important error, let's set our minimum required down payment to a very high amount. For the sake of this video, let's do 100%. Notice the message. This indicates our down payment is too low and needs to be increased. This concludes the Home Affordability tab review. Now that you saw the spreadsheet, let's go back to the annual dashboard. You do not need to enter any information in this tab. Everything is auto-populated. This tab is basically a summary of your yearly information. Here you will see your annual financial summary comparing your category budget versus actuals. To the right, you will see total annual income, annual expense, annual bills, annual debt payments, and left TO spend. You also have a comprehensive graph to help you understand your yearly financial performance. The first graph is showing financial summary budget versus actual of all categories. The actual spending allocation graph showing your percent of spendings under each category. Left to spend graph showing how much is left. These tables are month-by-month summary of each category's budget versus actual spending in each month. Above is their respective charts showing budget versus actuals month by month. This section we have left as said earlier, we will come to this later. Here we are after entering details for all month. Analyze your annual financial performance. Make a note what you did right or wrong this year. Check whether you have achieved your goals or not. And write your comments in annual reflection section. So that's it. I hope this tutorial helps you easily set up your spreadsheet. Do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or concerns. Follow Marchborns on Etsy and YouTube for sneak peeks and new templates. Thank you.